Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Vinyl Legends. Today we're going to go over Eminem's Marshall Mathers LP 2. I said the review for this is coming, and it is now, obviously. But this one was a weird one for me. You can go back in my channel to, it's probably like 2 months ago now, God, where I ranked all of the Eminem albums, and this wasn't on it. I had no idea. I didn't even know this album existed because I'm a klutz. For some stupid reason, I believed After Recovery was then Revival 7 years later. This album and the music on it, I'd heard Rap God before because that was it was a meme, it was massive and it was everywhere. But as for all the other songs, I'd never heard them. And then last month I picked it up because I was I was getting every Eminem album, and then I realised that album exists, and I'm an idiot for not seeing it, or not having heard it before. And it quickly rose to be my favourite Eminem album. I think it's absolutely superb. I think it does everything right for me, and it's just a fantastic album, so let's get into it. Talking about looks, my hair is always a mess. I regret cutting it short because this bit just sort of, Anyway, so the album's actually really cool. So this is a play on the original Marshall Mathers LP, which I have here. Let's put that one down instead. So it's the same building before. This is the original one from 2001, I think. The year 2000, which was, God, 20 years ago. So then obviously the house is a lot older and has now been condemned, hence the back as well, which is really cool. And then it's got a really sweet gatefold with 2 legendary producers and a nice picture of M himself. Rick Rubin. Now this album's produced by, we'll get into that more in the songs, but this album is produced by Rick Rubin as well as Dr. Dre. Now, Rick Rubin is a really cool dude who has worked with all manner of people. I know he did the America series of Johnny Cash albums with Rick Rubin. I'll show you the label, but it's not anything too special. And they are just plain black vinyl. So let's get into the songs because that's the best part. The songs on this album, I think, are just superb. It starts with a 7-minute epic called Bad Guy, which was written in the style of Stan's little brother. If you don't, you probably do remember, but if you don't remember, Stan was the character from his ultra-famous rap song, Stan, where, Stan kidnaps and ties up his wife, or his fiancée, or whatever, in the back of his car, and then kills himself because Eminem won't acknowledge him. And then when Eminem goes to acknowledge him, he's already dead. It's an amazing song. Listen to the bit he did with Elton John. Amazing. But this is sort of, it's not, maybe it is a sequel to the song, but it's more written in the style of Stan's little brother who kidnaps Eminem and takes him, kills him. Because, pardon me, he doesn't like all the jokes and stuff that Eminem did, and after Stan's death, Eminem never really reached out to his little brother. That's why he's mad. I love the beat. I love the lyrics. I'm the bad guy who laughs at people who die. Here comes my favorite lyric. Eminem killed by Eminem. This will be your last LP now, because after this you'll be officially done. And then he references the fact that he's calling it the Marshall Mathers LP 2 so he can get people to buy it, which is just hilarious, for me anyway. And I love the end, the bridge of the song, where the beat sort of drops and he goes into a really deep voice, saying, I also represent all the people you made fun of for all the years. And essentially it's his past catching up with him, which is just really cool. And it's a great song. And then there's a parking lot skit, which is it's sort of a continuation of Criminal from the last album, where he shoots that woman after robbing her and then gets in the car, but there are police, so he jumps out of the car and he's running through a parking lot, which is really cool. And then number 3, yeah, I can't speak today. At number 3, there's no rhyme or no reason. Now, Eminem sings the chorus on this song, and I quite like it. I like Eminem singing. He's not the best singer in the world. You know, his rapping is awe-inspiring, but his singing's not the best. However, I love the way he handles the chorus, and I love I don't know who it is in the background, asking him if he has a dad, and, you know, where his dad is now. And the way he replies to that person in the background in the song is brilliant. And life would be so much better. The 4th song, so much better. And it's a really childish song where Eminem's already grabbing his nuts, really tugging on his ballsack to, you know, shout the sort of chorus. But like, this chick has been cheating on Eminem, so he's laying in bed thinking about how his life would be so much better if this chick died, of course. And I just love it. I love singing the chorus. Life would be so much better if you just dropped dead. I've been laying in bed with this thought inside my head, and that just cracks me up. That's just brilliant. Then side 2 starts with Survival, which is amazing. Legacy. Again, I love Legacy. I love the beat in Legacy. That's just superb. Asshole featuring Skylar Grey, which has this sort of problem I've spoken about before, where Eminem tends to do these songs with Skylar Grey that all kind of sound the same. Sounds amazing, this song, but it does sound like all the others. I love the, you know, he's just talking about how everybody knows he's an asshole because he's made fun of all these different people. Just a bit of a side note, I looked it up because on a lot of Eminem's earlier stuff, right up until Relapse, he's making fun of an actor called Christopher Reeves. And I always believed it was just because, you know, maybe Christopher Reeves said something about Eminem's music or something like that. But no, Christopher Reeves died in 2004 and had nothing to do with Eminem. Probably didn't even know who he was. But apparently Eminem has said himself that just a lot of things rhyme with Christopher Reeves. So that's why he made fun of the actor throughout all those songs. Just a side note, I didn't, you know, he doesn't do that on this song. And then we have Berserk. Berserk closes the first LP of the album, and I absolutely love it. I love the guitar work. I love the hook. This is probably the best Eminem hook. Just absolutely amazing. I love in the chorus, Rick Rubin gets a spoken word bit, which is cool. And it's just something like, honestly, both Rick Rubin and Eminem are well-respected people, and the fact they respect each other and just come together to make such an incredible rap rock song, I absolutely love it. Just superb. And, you know, I always have to just turn the volume up and blast that song out. Just fantastic. I honestly love it. And then we have Rap God, the ultra famous, probably one of the most famous rap songs now of all time. The really fast verse part was a meme on Vine, if you remember Vine. God, I used to watch loads of Vine compilations because, well, I was a teenager anyway. I won't even attempt to. I love it. I love the vocal inflections. I love the changes in style, changes in the beat and the flow. I think it's absolutely brilliant. It's probably like, you know, probably one of the best rap songs I've ever heard. Why have I done that? Right. And I love that the lyrics, I don't know. Eminem addresses in a song that's coming up on the list that he doesn't really grow up and he shouldn't really talk about beating women. But at the end of this Rap God, he does talk about how can I, if I can't, it's something like, I don't want to misphrase it, but it's like, if I can't bake women a cake, how do I beat them? And like, come on, you know, like you're not in your 20s anymore. It's not 1999. Don't talk about beating women. You know, don't do it. And YouTube, don't block this video. But anyway, then we have Brainless, which It's probably not one of my favourite songs on the album, but he talks about how he's always had, well, he talks about how he's nuts and doesn't have a brain. And his mum has always told him that he would be dangerous if he had a brain. It's not like something to shout about. But Stronger Than I Was, which again has Eminem singing on it, and he handles the chorus. The verses are amazing. I love the lyrics. I love the beat to it. And the only problem I have with the song is in the chorus. It's a really beautiful and touching moment in the album. But then in the chorus, he's grunting, he's going, "Urgh." You're listening to it. You know, you're jamming out, singing along, and then he's going, "Urgh," like he's grabbing his nuts. And I'm like, why? Why you do it? I know it's hip hop, and maybe that's something, something that they do. I don't know, but he just starts grabbing his balls. Like, stop it. It's just a really weird thing to have in your chorus. And then The Monster featuring Rihanna, which it's a song about embracing who you are and dealing with mental health struggles that he has. It's about, the first pre-chorus, or the first two pre-choruses in the song, he's asking, why am I differently wired? I hate this. But then in the last pre-chorus, he says, I think the fact that I'm differently wired is awesome. It's sort of about embracing the monsters inside you, and I really enjoy it. Rihanna, I know I've said I don't like her music in the past, and that's because it's not for me, but she is a very talented singer, and her hook is amazing. She's a beautiful singer. I love it. Just brilliant song. I love, embracing who you are and embracing mental health. It's a really important thing to do, and I love the song for it. Then side 4, we have So Far, which has a very generous sample of Joe Walsh's Oh No. That really famous Joe Walsh song where he's singing about everything he has. Like, there's almost not a beat. It's just the Joe Walsh song. I love it. I love the bit about Eminem singing that he's taking a shit in the bathroom when someone asks him for an autograph. So he asks for some toilet paper and writes it on the toilet paper and wipes his ass, of course. And I love the way the sort of beat or song drops down and then it goes back into the real Slim Shady beat. And he's talking about how, again, his past is catching up with him. So someone sent him a cat head in the mailbox because he'd spit on their onion rings, which is just a cool little, obviously this is a sequel to the original Mathers LP. So it's sort of a continuation of that song, which I love. And then that sort of, it is weird. Because the next song, Love Game, featuring Kendrick Lamar, it doesn't bleed into that song. That So Far does end, and then the next song continues. But the beat on Love Game sounds so familiar, or sounds so much like the last song. It's really, I don't know whether it was Eminem's decision, or probably was, but a genius beat, amazing beat on the song, and Kendrick Lamar. So you probably guessed this by now if you're a true rap fan, but I'm not. I'm wearing a Kurt Cobain t-shirt. I'm not that big into rap music. I love Eminem, and I love Tyler, the Creator, which is weird, I know, but those two are the only two rap, and Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park. His solo stuff is brilliant, but other than that, I don't really listen to much of the new rap music. Your Kendrick Lamar, for example. I know he's been around a while, but his feature on this song is amazing, and I'm gonna listen to some Kendrick Lamar. I've seen his albums in Rough Trade, the record store, so I'm probably gonna listen to some, see what I think. But it's a great song. I love the bit in the song where Eminem's talking about how this woman's sucking his dick, and she doesn't do this for anyone else. And I've heard that so many times before, but the way he does the sound effects, it cracks me up. So Eminem's music, at least from this album and before, is a test of how childish you are. Nothing wrong with being childish. I'm childish. I find this stuff hilarious. I do. Apart from beating women, or don't do that. But a lot of this on this album I find absolutely hilarious. And I know a lot of people probably don't. Probably wish he would grow up. and he has in recent albums, but it cracks me up. And then that goes into Headlights featuring Nate Ruess, which is my favourite song on the album. And it's honestly one of the most, I swear it's one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard. The song is essentially Eminem apologising to his mum for all the songs he's made in the past and admitting that he'd probably gone a bit too hard. He'd given his mum, a good, his mum had gotten the worst of all his songs, and it's absolutely stunning. Nate Ruess handles the chorus, and it's beautiful. And my mum's alright. My mum's somewhere in this house. She's fine, But like the song makes me think of my relationship with my mum, and it's just a really touching moment. And Eminem can write these songs that are so beautiful and touching, and it really is an absolutely stunning song. And I love the way he's apologising for Cleaning Out My Closet and all these other songs. It is just stunning. Now, a problem I have with Eminem albums, and you can go back through all of them, and almost every one you'll find it. The closing track on the album is worse than the song before. Headlights ends and an evil twin comes in, which is not one of my favourite Eminem songs. For a closing track is a bit lackluster compared to Headlights. And you can go back, take the Eminem show where you had this awesome song, which I fucking forget the name of. Till I Collapse. You have Till I Collapse, and then that should really end the album because that is a fantastic big closing track. Then you have My Dad's Gone Crazy. Nothing you could say. Anyway, and you can go for all of them, There's loads, but it's not Evil Twin. It's just not one of my favourites, I'm afraid. But yeah, in conclusion. So, in conclusion, being on Vinyl Legends, this is a 10 out of 10 for me. This is a perfect rap album for me. These are my opinions. I'm fed up with people getting really, really annoyed. I've spoken about this before, but I had someone tell me I can't be a music critic because of this, and this. The problem is, I'm not a music critic. Not even close to a music critic. Never have I ever said I was a music critic. But yeah, anyway, 10 out of 10 for me. It's just superb. Yeah, there's one or two songs that I think are a bit meh, but overall, it absolutely smashes it. And I just love, it has everything that made the previous albums of his so magical or so good, but it has something, that rock flair that really draws me to it. Being mostly a rock fan, it is something that pulls me in, and I absolutely love it. So if you've never heard this, it's definitely something I recommend. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time where we go over Joy Division. Take care, everyone.